my name is Francesca del Giudice and I'm the resident director for Viterbo Program Italy. Today I have the pleasure to have with me Nick. Nick is a former alumni of USAC Viterbo. He studied in Viterbo just a few years ago in 2006. And today we are going to talk about Viterbo from his personal experience.
Sure, happy to.
So Nick, how do you feel back to Viterbo after so many years, I would say?
Well, it's certainly surreal. It's something I've wanted to do for 15 years since I was here. But it's really great to be back, to see the city, see how it's changed over the years, see how it's still the same, but to see it with fresh eyes and a new perspective.
How did the experience in Viterbo change your life for the future?
Sure, I think it really helped me think about where I wanted to live, what I wanted to do, and how I wanted to spend my time. And I'm, looking back on it, so grateful for the experience and for what it taught me about myself and about the world.
Now, talking about Viterbo, do you have any favorite place you like? Any experience you want to share with us?
Sure. So the first time I lived in Viterbo, I lived on Corsa Italia. This time around, I am living for the month up near the Porto Romano gate to the city, so not too far from each other, but different little neighborhoods of Viterbo. Loved both of them each time I lived at them, but they're both very, they're both different. So I think I just like, my local routine in each of them, the cafes that I go to, the stores that I shop at, the restaurants that I go to. But if I had to pick, one favorite part of Viterbo, it's definitely City Hall Center, with the cafe in the center and the brick pillars that go up on top of the buildings with the clocks, and the fountain overlooking the lower portion of Viterbo. So that would certainly be a favorite.
Are you still in touch with anyone else from Viterbo or from your USAC group?
Sure. So 15 years later, right after I graduated college, I lived in DC with a woman I met in Viterbo, an American student. We lived together for 4 years, and she and I are still very close. And but we had plenty of friends in Viterbo, many of whom we stay in touch with and have seen, on occasion over the years. I lived with a few Italian men when I was here. I visited one of them 2 years ago. He lives in Venice. And then, of course, you, who I've seen over the years, and then also Stefano, who was with the program. I've seen him. But then, definitely while I've been here, my kind of core group of friends, back when I was here, of American students, we've been in touch. I've sent them a ton of photos of, their old apartment buildings and places we used to go, just so they too could see it all these years later.
Do you have any recommendation for future students? Any places to recommend? Any tips? Anything?
Sure. My first time here, I spent a lot of my weekends on the road, getting on trains and going somewhere, whether in Italy or throughout Europe. This time around, I'm fairly stationary in Viterbo for the month, and I really appreciate that. I feel like I, was on the road a little too much and didn't get to experience as much of Viterbo as I could have, and appreciate it as well as I could have. So I would certainly recommend students to, come with ideas and come up with a plan as you go, but also to be open to kind of living in the moment, being present, and kind of seeing where your day or weekend takes you.
Thank you, Nick, for joining us. Thank you for watching, and ciao da Viterbo.
Thank you.